Hi everyone, Andrew here again. Hope you're all keeping safe and well. I'm out and about for my walk around Lao Cai here in Vietnam. It's a lovely day again. It's a little bit chilly, but I don't need the bobble hat today. I've got the trusty Titleist cap on and I'm wearing my warm jacket, but it's okay. It's good to get out and about, walking, moving, getting the heart rate up, and then having a little look around Lao Cai and the different areas that I haven't yet seen. After yesterday's visit to the train station, I thought I'd have another little look around in the same area where the train station is. There seems to be some other things to look at over there, so I'm looking forward to getting over that side pretty soon. Thought I'd give you a quick show round the area here where I'm living, not far from the hotel. I've just come out now. And it's nice just to give you a sense of the streets around Lao Cai. If you've ever been to Hanoi, it feels very much like Hanoi, but with a lot less traffic. As you can see, even just coming down this street, it'd be very hard push to find any streets in Hanoi with no traffic on. What you do find here is there's a lot less motorbikes and more cars around. Whereas if you're in the center of Hanoi, it feels like everybody has a motorbike. And pretty much everybody does. It's the most economic form of transport, certainly in Vietnam and especially in Hanoi. But Lao Cai is a lovely place, nice and quiet, feels nice and safe. And I just enjoy getting out and getting my steps. I'm on a journey to losing weight and getting healthy, so I'm combining that with walking around the fabulous locations where I'm living. I'll be heading to the Philippines soon, so I'll be able to do some updates from there and film around where I have a family home in Antipolo. Looking forward to that. So you can get to see wonderful Philippines. And at the moment I'm just walking around and getting the heart rate up. That's the key here, getting my steps up, making sure I get my monthly target of 10,000 steps on average. I haven't got a bike at the moment. As I've said before, biking is a big part of how I was losing weight in the UAE most recently, and I'd like to get back to that. But for now, I'm just getting out, moving around, walking and enjoying the scenery, enjoying the sights of the town where I'm living. This section's pretty cool here in Lao Cai. It's pretty much the central roundabout as you head towards the center of Lao Cai. And there's a few restaurants here, quite a famous brand of restaurant here in Vietnam called Lotteria, basically a burger joint. There is no McDonald's, no Burger Kings up this end, which is a good thing, to be honest, otherwise I'd be struggling on my diet side. Lots of electrical stores, might be able to just see the hotel here behind the orange building. That's one of the 5-star hotels here in Lao Cai. And then you've got loads of these places. This is Honda, selling motorbikes, scooters, however you want to describe them. Very, very popular here, Honda especially, as they are around the rest of the world. This particular style here is very, very popular. The Honda Wave. And that one looks absolutely beautiful. Very nice. And there's some good ones. I do like the matte finish ones that I've seen. There's one in particular, the Sporty Edition it's called. And then these are probably the staff bikes. But they do full motorbikes in there as well. This Honda, obviously famous for both bikes and cars. Not so many car showrooms here in the centre of town. They're a bit more away from the centre. Here, Vitel store. Vitel is probably the #1 mobile phone provider in Vietnam. It's actually my SIM card is from Vitel, and got mobile phones in there for sale, obviously. Generally speaking, here in Vietnam, you're buying the handset outright. There's no real deals on in terms of getting subsidized handsets. It's buying the full handset and choosing your network. Mum's Chicken, also pretty much, I'd say that's more like a KFC. Again, it's their own branded ones over here. And then PNG, quite a famous brand over here, selling jewellery all the way. All the different towns in Vietnam will have these shops that I'm showing you here. And then the Dien Mai Gian, which is an electrical store. It's a nice roundabout. Like I say, it's sort of where the The dual carriageway sort of hits the sort of centre of Lau Kai, and the roads go off in slightly different directions. I'm just heading back down across, going to go across the Red River and to the other side near the railway station again. It's a lovely sort of archway entryway here to the bridge that crosses the river. At night time it's all lit up, looks beautiful. Not sure what that building is actually, it's not instantly obvious, but there's a picture of Uncle Ho Chi Minh, and an advert for Vietcom Bank. These areas here, this is a park, there's quite a few of these throughout Lau Kai, where they've got the astro or fake turf. People come along and play, mainly in the evenings, and it's been hot recently. These will have been busy. So it's very cloudy today, it's very stormy. I expect we're going to get some rain later on today. And then next week it's predicted to be hot again, up to the 30s. You can see the traditional style of Vietnamese houses here. 4 floors. Bottom floor quite often is used as a retail space, or if not, it's used as like a garage or a welcoming area, a lounge. Finding my way around some of these streets I've not been on this side of the river. Little garden centre there, some flowers. Nice stylish house there. Got a feel of a French colonial. Very much Hanoi has that feel as well. A lot of the buildings have the style. So little workshops around, steel works and woodworks, and obviously lots of bike repair centres for all those motorbikes that are on the road. This is a pretty traditional style of street with the trees lining, creating some shade. See that throughout the whole of Lau Kai. Heading back up towards the area where the train station is. Going to get myself a coffee and maybe a snack for lunchtime. It's quite like I said yesterday, there's lots of little cafes and restaurants around here, and various different styles of food. In fact, I'm looking straight at a sushi restaurant. That looks like it doesn't open during the day, more of an evening place. And then it looks like a hotel. There's lots of hotels similar to this around Lau Kai and in Hanoi. They've got good style to them. Again, one of the streets with the trees lining the way and keeping the shade. In the summertime, it'll get up to 30, 35, 40 degrees even at its peak. So obviously as much shade as you possibly can get is important. Not everybody has AC here, so it's important to keep your house and your property as shaded as possible. And it also looks nice, doesn't it? A little bit of greenery in the streets. Somebody listening to a little bit of jazz, I think there. A bit of karaoke maybe. Karaoke, interestingly, is very, very popular right the way across Asia, in particular. Vietnam, there are lots of karaoke places, and even places you wouldn't think that did karaoke. Suddenly you'll see a speaker come out and the microphones get going, and then lots of singing. I've not actually heard any good singers as yet on the street ones, but they're enjoying themselves, and that's so important, isn't it? Whatever you enjoy doing, just keep doing it. It's for the enjoyment, not because you're particularly good at it. And anybody who's watching this, it's a golfer, that's the same principle, isn't it? You know, you should be playing golf for the enjoyment, for the friendships that you make, for the social aspects. If you happen to play well, that's just a bonus. And if your happiness is directly related to how you play, then you're not going to enjoy yourself for sure. And if you decide before you play that, you know, today I'm going to go out there, I'm going to enjoy myself, and that's my goal for today, you might just find that you play some of your best golf that you've ever played with that fantastic mindset. Just coming up to what I think is the main street here in this area of Lau Kai, near the train station. This is opposite the train station. It's like a short dual carriageway, lots of little shops around lining this street. I'll give you a bit of a sense of the building styles here. And just try and get across the road here and give you a sense of the sort of walk up towards the railway station. As I said yesterday, the train arrives really early in the morning and then leaves late at night. An overnight sleeper train. Videos I have seen on YouTube, it looks very comfortable, and you can obviously buy different levels of class, and generally speaking the tickets are very cheap. Public transport in general is very cheap here in Vietnam. And I remember going to the airport in Hanoi and travelling on a sleeper bus. Fantastic small little cabin style, very much like a business class seat on an aeroplane. You can lie flat, you can sit up, you've got a screen in front of you, you've got access to Wi-Fi, you've got reading lights, you've got like a curtain to close off the cabin, and certainly a great way to spend 5 hours or so on the bus. And again, you can buy different types of tickets depending on what you're looking for, and in my case it was I think I paid, I'm going to say about £20. I think that's all it was, give or take, for that journey. And it stops sort of halfway and you can get some snacks and basically relax before you get back on for the rest of the journey. And it doesn't actually go directly to the airport, it goes to a more central location in Hanoi, but they then transfer you from there to the airport. So all in all, it was a great experience. And then when I came back from my trip to the Philippines, I did the reverse, going from Hanoi back to Lau Kai. And again, a great experience on the sleeper bus. And I'm assuming the sleeper train is a similar experience, but obviously on a train, a little bit slower. Feels very quiet today compared to the last few days. Sunday, family day, people will be staying at home. There won't be so many people out and about in town. Might be some of the food markets open, but I very much doubt most of them will be closed and having their own family day, and people who have been shopping will have generally done it on the Saturday in preparation. Here we go, we're just getting close to the railway station again. I'm going to stop at one of these restaurants and get myself some lunch and enjoy a relaxing time and listen to some podcasts, and I'll come back on again at some point with the rest of my video. Guy here doing some shoe cleaning. Hey, hello, xin chào. So another popular service you find all the way around Vietnam, shoe cleaning service. Lots of sole repair service as well. If you've got a damaged sole on your shoe, lots of places to repair that. There it is, Ga Lau Kai. There's some buses there like yesterday, obviously waiting for people to come back, arrive later. Just taking another little walk along the side of the river here, but this time I'm on the opposite side. I'm on the side where the railway is, and you can see the allotments here growing the vegetables that you see for sale in the various markets around Lau Kai. And there's part of the Red River. Interesting to see it from this side. That's like a little island there in the Red River, and looks like there's some more farms in the middle, or allotments. It's a nice place, and there's some nice buildings here as well that seem to be quite new, modern style, overlooking the Red River, quite nice, and a few cafes, and I'm assuming some more sort of restaurants and things down this side as well as I continue walking along. I just popped to the restaurant there, the pizza place, Rock Pizza. Very nice, to be honest. They do a big selection of foods, whether you want pastas, whether you want sandwiches, whether you actually want pizza. whether you want salads, whatever you want, it's all there. I had myself a nice sandwich and a salad, which is tasty. There's a few. Like I say, the way they work these buildings is the lower floor is either a business or some sort of storage area, welcome area for the houses, and then there's 4 floors in this case. You've got ground floor and then 4 floors above it, so a 5-floor building. Rock King Cafe, or Rock King Coffee, sorry. Got the word cafe in my head there. Nice. And there's a hotel there, the Hung Vuong Hotel. Looks like they've got a nice rooftop terrace up there. Maybe give you a little bit of look if my camera will pop up there nicely. There we go. Not a bad side to be on, to be honest, with the selection of restaurants and the proximity to the railway station. Yeah, it's really, really interesting to see the other side of the river here, and just in the distance, again, they'll probably go out of focus, but just here is the Sao Hao Hotel. It's near the centre of Lau Kai, and just along, I'm going to point around about here, I think that's where it is. That's the Sunny Cafes up there as well. In fact, actually the Sao Hao Hotel is where Sunny Coffee is. I've been there a few times for some rooftop coffee. Yeah, and nice to be out and about, and certainly the weather is absolutely perfect for walking and getting my steps done. And just exploring really. I've been here since December, and I've spent most days popping out and going somewhere and getting to know the streets and the areas around the central part of Lau Kai. I've stayed in various hotels in that time, and depending on where you're staying, you tend to want to get out and about in those areas. And this is it's the second time now to pop over this side. It's nice to have a different view when you're out walking and exercising, keeping it interesting. I've just been listening to some podcasts there, and I popped up on a notification Anthony Kim shot 65 today. So that's fantastic to see him get a little bit of form back. He's been out of professional golf for 12 years. Can you imagine that? And he's back into the game now. Of course, he's been well paid to come back to the game, but to get his game into a level where he can shoot 65 around these golf courses is phenomenal, and I hope he just continues to grow in his form and gets better. It's a great story, I think, of how he left the game through injury and was paid out an insurance policy, so he had to stay away from professional golf as part of that policy agreement. I assume now that the terms of that have been paid out by Live Golf, or even by himself from the amount of money he's been paid. But good to see him. He's he played last week, and I think he finished last, and last couple of days, the first 2 rounds he's not done particularly great, and then today to shoot 65 is great. Nice to see that. But just good to see these golf tours coming together and working alongside each other for the betterment of golf. Obviously, as a golf industry professional and someone whose hobby is golf, and somebody who very much loves watching golf, it's just great to see the best players playing wherever they may be. And if they can play all together in the same event, then that's fantastic. And that's pretty much what the majors are, the major championships throughout the year. But I think they need to work together a little bit. The team format that Liv have got going at the moment is growing on me. Having an individual event running alongside a team event, and the format they have of a shotgun start, so they all start at the same time, just on different holes. So that means they're all finished pretty much at the same time, and the limit in terms of the live coverage is probably 4.5 to 5 hours. So it's a digestible, it's 3 days rather than 4 days. There's no cut. It's just different, traditional 4-day tournaments are obviously still there. And certainly in cricket, the traditional sort of test matches are still around, but things like 2020 have come along. And things need to evolve for sure. But I think there's a place for all these different tours. There's different places for the professionals to go out and make their money. And you've got to remember, it is a job for them. They are a business. and they're trying to do the best for themselves and their families and everyone around them, like agents and coaches, etc. So they're going to make the decisions on many different fronts as to why they're going to change. It won't be purely about money. Lots of lifestyle benefits of only playing three days and limited schedule, guaranteed monies, etc. There's definitely benefits to that. Let me flip this around. This is a nice little area here. A couple of cafes opposite each other, a spa next door. Nice little area, and then even more allotments here. It really makes me feel like I'm back in the UK here. Certainly, I'm sure allotments still exist in the UK, but I remember them being absolutely everywhere. A way to grow plants and have almost a garden if your house didn't have a garden, and you could go to that allotment and spend your days looking after your plants and your vegetables and be self-sufficient on that front if you wanted to. But here you can see many different vegetables being grown. Yeah, it's nice. Obviously very nice when the weather's good, isn't it? But it's not so nice when it's raining heavy, and maybe when it's really hot as well. It's not the best place to be, but it's nice to see. It's actually bigger than the one on the other side. Again, this side you tend to get better views when you're walking alongside the river than you do on the other side, which is considered the main centre of Lau Kai. Really nice houses here. You can see just on top of the hill, but they've got a lovely view across the river. They're like big houses. Certainly a nice spot to look down towards the river and across to Lau Kai. I think these go all the way around this side of the river. They've all got a similar look about them, so I'm pretty sure they'll have been built by the same builder. And they get this fabulous view out towards the river, and beyond the river is the mountains, covered in clouds at the moment, thick black and grey clouds. It's definitely going to rain at some point. Interesting, here's the way down to the allotments. Little staircase with a lock for security reasons, obviously. Stop people randomly coming in there, causing damage or even injuring themselves. Just come into the second bridge, the one that I crossed yesterday on the way back to Lau Kai. I've decided to come down the lower road, so I'm actually going under the bridge, and I'm going to walk up towards the China border and see how far I can get, obviously to see what that looks like. Clearly not going to be able to get into China because I haven't got a visa for China, but I wanted just to see what you can see, and it might make an interesting part of the video. There's the river. There's the bridge. Oh, they're planting some trees here actually on the road. This walkway, there's trees all the way down. They're obviously putting the holes in, ready to plant the trees at this section. Amazing to think I'm roughly maybe 500 yards from China. That's the border gate area, so you'd obviously go through there if you're on your way to China. Obviously I'm not, so I'm going to go around here towards the Sapili Hotel, which is a 5-star hotel here in Lau Kai. I'm going to see whether I can go up onto the rooftop. I believe they've got a cafe restaurant on the roof. Nice to see golf carts there. They're very popular over here in terms of almost like taxis to get you around the town. I expect this area to be quite busy with people getting ready to be crossing into China and coming back from China, etc. So I'm sure there's pretty few, quite a few mixed style restaurants here where you've obviously have the Chinese style food and the Vietnamese style food to cater for those people who are from either side that are crossed. Interesting. Big towery building sort of in this area here, I think. Yeah, that's in China. That's on the Chinese side. Interesting to see how close you can actually get here, and what you can see, where there is a viewing point of the bridge that's called Friendship Bridge, which I think is quite a common name for those types of crossings where you've got a bridge as a crossing from one country to the other. Be interesting if I can see that. Here's the Sapperley Hotel, big tall building, probably amazing views from the top. Try and zoom in here a little bit for you. It's not going to zoom in too much, but straight ahead there is the border for China. Still absolutely amazing how close you can get to another country and not actually be in it, and actually to be in this part of Lao Cai, which is right on the border, to see lots of people from both China and Vietnam all in the same area. It's pretty cool. Not really going to get a good view of the gate. There's two gates. There's a gate when you leave Vietnam, and then there's a secondary gate when you actually get into China on the other side. Maybe get a little view of it here. I might be asked to stop, but we'll have a little look, see if we can take a video. Nice. Just ahead of me there, you can just see it. That's the gate. Just in this area here is the gate that takes you out of Vietnam. And on the far side is more of a triangle gate, again in this general area, and that's the gate on the other side of the bridge, which is China. Amazing. Yeah, great to actually be able to see that. I've seen it on the internet. Obviously, if you're crossing, you get to see it a little bit more. Maybe one day I'll be able to go across and get a visa to visit China, you never know. It seems to be that there's a fast route through here, I assume for China nationals that can come and go if they've already got visas. It's just interesting to see. It's very, very busy. You'll see if I just whiz this round here. If we just whiz that round and pop it through the fence, there's a massive queue there. That looks like people coming back from China into Vietnam, waiting to go into the Vietnamese border control area for passport control. Pretty nice. Pretty nice place. Good building. I'm assuming it's pretty similar on the other side. Most of these visa and border places are very similar. There we go. Oh, it's nice to be here. Again, it's something that I've seen from the other side, and I've seen on the internet people coming up to the border area. I just want to carry on walking in this general direction and see how close I can get and what I can see across the water, if there is a way to see beyond the sort of border bridge area. Maybe something interesting to look at. Let's flip it round again. There's what looks like a temple here. This is nice. Try and get my camera to behave itself. That's it. Yeah, there's a temple. Interesting. You can actually pop in here and see across to the border. Possibly a way for people to say hello and goodbye to those that are crossing. Let's have a little look what we can see. Whoop. Missed a step there, guys. Interesting what that'll look like when I play it back, because I'm using a gimbal camera. It probably doesn't show up too much. It's really cool to see this. This is the archway as you leave Vietnam and you walk across the bridge. And I'll just take you to the area where you can see the China border. It's very busy here today. You can see people wanting to get their photos taken here. It's a lovely little garden area. You'll see in a minute across to this side is the bridge that you would walk across and then go through the archway, which is like a pyramid shape. And from that side then you've entered into China. And you can see it here, just the pyramids building here, and then behind that is the building where you would get stamped into China. It's just amazing to be so close to something, you know, two countries, different cultures, different foods, different people, and them to be so close like this, separated by a bridge. the Friendship Bridge. Wow. See what else we've got in this garden. We've got a little memorial here in the middle. I think it's like a celebration of when this particular bridge and everything was opened. Try and work my way through people. Sorry. There it is, Vietnam. Yeah, it's just very, very busy. I'm just trying to find a way out. Temple area here in the same garden. Very nice. People worshipping. Beautiful temple. Then Mao. Very, very nice. So I'm going to make my way back out again and head back towards Lao Cai. Not going to take any pictures inside there, leave people to their privacy. Yeah, so I'm going to head back to Lao Cai now, and I just wanted to leave you with my 3 key mottos. Get up, get out and get it done. Do something today to improve your tomorrows, and what can be measured can be improved. It's been a fantastic morning walking around, having a look at these different places in Lao Cai. It's another one ticked off my box. Great to see the border between Vietnam and China. It's just amazing to think how close you can get and see these two totally different countries being so close together. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of my walk, getting more steps in, because I'm on a journey to losing weight and getting healthy. And if you're benefiting from these videos, if you're finding them helpful in any way, shape or form, you're finding them entertaining, you're learning something, or you just enjoy looking at what I'm showing you, then please hit that subscribe button. That would be fantastic. I make these videos for myself to look back on and stay motivated and inspired on my journey to losing weight and getting healthy. For example, tomorrow I'll look back on this video and I'll say, look what I did yesterday. I got up, I got out, I got walking, and I'll use that as inspiration to keep that going. It's very important that we measure things and we know when we're doing something right so that we keep doing it, and we know when things aren't working so that we can make some changes. Take care everybody, stay safe, stay awesome, and I'll see you all again soon.